The ocean depths remain one of the least explored places on Earth. A vast hidden world that exists just beneath our reach, yet feels completely separate from everything we know on the surface. Even with advanced submarines, sonar systems, and deep-sea drones designed to push human limits further than ever before, most of the abyss remains completely unknown and unobserved. Pressure increases to crushing levels that can destroy equipment instantly. Sunlight disappears entirely beyond certain depths, and visibility drops to near zero, turning the ocean into a place of absolute uncertainty. In this environment, even the smallest unknown becomes something deeply unsettling because the human mind struggles to process what cannot be seen or understood. Over the years, exploration teams and researchers have reported encounters that challenge conventional explanation, leaving behind fragmented data, broken recordings, and unanswered questions. These events are often dismissed individually, but when viewed together, they form a pattern that feels increasingly difficult to ignore. Here are 10 deep-sea encounters too disturbing to ignore, each one emerging from conditions where observation itself becomes unreliable and dangerous. One of the most unsettling reports is known as the submarine drone collision incident. A remotely operated deep-sea drone captured footage of a massive shape moving silently through total darkness. At first, the object appeared distant and slow, but within moments it rapidly closed the distance toward the camera before the entire feed suddenly cut out without warning. The drone was never recovered, and no mechanical failure fully explained the abrupt loss of signal. Another encounter involves what researchers described as a giant eye sighting, where deep diving teams reported seeing a reflective surface appearing just beyond the range of their lights. The object did not approach or react aggressively, but instead seemed to observe the divers silently from a distance, creating an unsettling sense of awareness before disappearing back into the darkness without a trace. No biological classification could explain such a structure at that depth and scale. In another case, sonar systems detected what was labeled a ghost ship reading beneath an abandoned wreck site on the ocean floor. The data showed a massive moving structure positioned below the seafloor itself, something that did not match any known geological formation or known underwater vessel behavior. Even more strangely, the object appeared to shift position slowly before vanishing completely from sonar detection, leaving behind no consistent trace or follow-up reading. One of the most disturbing recordings involved what was later referred to as impossible tentacle footage, captured by a deep-sea camera system monitoring equipment in real time. Sudden movements appeared around the device, revealing long, flexible shapes briefly entering the frame as if interacting with the machinery itself before quickly retreating out of view. Moments later, the entire feed was disrupted and permanently corrupted, preventing further analysis of what was actually recorded. Explorers entering an underwater cave system reported an equally disturbing phenomenon involving unexplained metallic echoes traveling through narrow submerged tunnels. The sounds appeared to originate from deeper within the rock structure, despite no visible source or mechanical presence in the area. As the sounds grew more irregular and difficult to interpret, the team immediately exited the cave, abandoning the expedition due to safety concerns. Another incident involved a repeating signal detected from an extremely deep ocean trench, where monitoring stations recorded rhythmic patterns that suggested structured communication or natural but organized underwater activity. Before scientists could fully analyze the source, all connected instruments malfunctioned simultaneously across multiple systems. The failure occurred without warning, and the signal was never detected again in the same form. In a separate expedition, crew members reported witnessing a massive shadow moving parallel to their submersible at extreme depth, maintaining a consistent speed alongside the vessel for several minutes. The object showed no clear biological structure or identifiable shape, yet its presence was strong enough to be tracked visually and partially by sensors. Despite extensive review, no confirmed explanation for the shadow's origin was ever established. One of the most unnerving events recorded in deep-sea exploration history is known as the sudden silence incident, where all sensors, sonar readings, and communication systems shut down simultaneously during a dive. There was no gradual failure or warning signs. Everything stopped at once, leaving the crew without data, feedback, or external contact for a brief and terrifying period. When systems eventually recovered, no clear cause for the total blackout could be identified. Researchers also recovered biological material during deep-sea exploration missions that did not match any known organism classification in existing scientific databases. The samples appeared unusual in composition and structure. But before complete analysis could be conducted, they were reportedly lost during transport under unclear circumstances. This loss prevented any final confirmation or rejection of their origin. Finally, beneath polar ice shelves, radar systems detected a massive moving shape beneath frozen ocean layers, far below typical navigation or biological ranges. The object appeared to move independently of known ocean currents and remained stable in size and motion across multiple readings. Despite repeated scans, the formation could not be clearly identified or tracked consistently over time. When all of these encounters are viewed together, they create a consistent pattern not of clear answers, but of recurring, unexplained phenomena emerging from extreme depths where observation is limited and unreliable. The deep ocean is not simply empty space. It is an active, dynamic, and still largely unobserved environment that continues to resist full understanding. And perhaps the most unsettling truth is that humanity has only explored a fraction of it, leaving most of it completely unknown. So the question remains, what could still exist in areas humans have never truly reached, where pressure crushes technology, light cannot survive, and exploration itself becomes uncertain? Because the abyss does not feel terrifying simply because it is dark, but because even after all this time, we still do not truly know what is inside it.